Shalom. This is Akazaki Yahoo, and I start this broadcast as I would start any broadcast by first of all giving all praises, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say Shalom wa Baruch, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High power, under one covenant. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I'm joined this evening by my most esteemed Ak, Kiranaya. Shalom, shalom, Aki.
Shalom, shalom, Maki. Shalom, shalom, Yasharal. All praises to the Most High for all that he's done, all that he's doing, and all that he will do. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. Praise to the Abba, who has been so good to us to get us through another week. We right back here in Yom Shishi evening, and it's a barakah us to be back at Book of Maccabees, First Maccabees, and we're gonna go ahead and finish this book on out tonight, and chapter second book on tomorrow. That's our willing. All right, we are in First Maccabees chapter number 11. Once again, new to the platform.
Slakia.
Yeah.
Something's going on with your volume. I don't know if you just put the headphones on or something, but
It's too low.
yeah, it's low, and then it's also skipping a little bit.
Oh, skipping. Okay, hold on one second.
Yeah, you're on mute now.
All right, how's that? Any better?
All right. Hallelujah.
Okay, praises. Hallelujah. All right. My bad. So, okay. So here you go. King James. We use the King James Bible online.org. You can go right here to KJV Apocrypha on the KJV section. Click the KJV Apocrypha. It's going to bring you to all the Apocrypha books. Select First Maccabees, and then you can click chapter 11 right here, and that's where we are. So, all right, here we go. Verse 1. It says, "And the king of Mizraim gathered a great host, like the sand that lie upon the seashore, and many ships, and went about through deceit to Alexander's kingdom, and joined it to his own. Whereupon he took his journey into Spain in peaceable manner, so as they of the city opened unto him and met him. For King Alexander had commanded them to do so, because he was his brother-in-law." So, like you said, we talking about Mizraim, but the Mizrahites are gone apparently, because this is talking about his brother-in-law. So this got to be some Grecian, Roman, or something like that.
Indeed, and what we're witnessing is, I don't know if we would call it the beginning of colonialism.
Yeah,
it's something very similar to it.
Indeed, yes, indeed. Continue here, verse 3. Now, as Ptolemy entered into the cities, he set in every one of them a garrison of soldiers to keep it. And when he entered near to Azotus, Salaki, he showed him the temple of the evil one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's that idol that the Philistines dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
That fish idol. So that was burnt, and Azotus, and the what's that shrub?
Suburbs.
suburbs, Salaki, my bad, and the suburbs thereof that were destroyed, and the bodies that were cast abroad, and them that he had burned with in the battle, for he had heaps of them by the way that he should pass. So he went through destroying. So yeah, this is definitely one of those Greek Roman type of cats because he's going through just destroying stuff and people, heaping bodies up on each other. Verse 5. Also, they told the king whatsoever Jonathan had done, and to the intent that he might blame him, but the king held his peace. Then Jonathan met the king with great pomp at Joppa, where they saluted each other, where they saluted one another and lodged. Notice I said initially I said Jonathan, but I said this is a heathen, so he's gonna get Jonathan.
Well, I think that is actually Jonathan.
Approved?
Yeah, that is Maccabees' brother. That's
Get out of
Josephus.
here.
Yep.
Oh man, dang. Okay, wow, my bad. Wow. Okay, he done saluted. Okay. All right, continuing verse 7, man. I'm disappointed now.
Right.
Verse 7. Whereafter, he's still getting Jonathan. Jonathan, when he had gone with the king to the river called uh, Erythratus, returned again to Jerusalem. King Ptolemy, therefore, having gotten the dominion of the cities by the sea unto Seleucia upon the seacoast, imagined wicked counsel against Alexander, whereupon he assembled ambassadors unto King Demetrius, saying, Come, let us make a league between us, and I will give you my daughter, whom Alexander had, and you shall reign in his father's kingdom. How you gonna give somebody a daughter how you gonna give your daughter to somebody that she already married?
Okay. We saw King Shaul do a similar thing with
So this is
Dawid's first wife.
kind of
Yep.
good pull. Yeah, because but why would that even be a thing? Like, why would you like how you tempt me? Like somebody be like, I'll give you such and such wife. I don't want her.
Right, right. But this is a form of disrespect and hatred.
Right. Indeed. All right, continuing verse 10. For I repent that I gave my daughter unto him, for he sought to slay me. Thus did he slander him, because he was desirous of his kingdom. Wherefore he took his daughter from him and gave her to Demetrius, and forsook Alexander, so that their hatred was openly known. Then Parmet entered into Antioch, when the two uh, where he set two crowns upon his head, a crown for Asia and for Mizraim. So this dude is a pompous jerk. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna put a crown for each realm? Like that's crazy.
And see
Continue.
what we're hearing about is these Grecian
Yeah,
kings are trying to consolidate power,
yeah,
remembering that Alexander called the Great had the known world was his empire, and
right.
when he died, it was broken up into four different sections.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, indeed, Aki. So, we read in the prophets. I can't remember which book it was, but the Most High said, or his representative said that he was scattered the Mizrites,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, apparently that's what's happened is that they've been scattered, and now these Grecians are raised up in their stead.
Okay.
Uh, verse 14. In the mean season, when King Alexander uh, in Caesarea,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because those that dealt in those parts had revolted from him. But when Alexander heard of this, he came to war against him, whereupon King Ptolemy brought forth his hosts and met him with a mighty power, and put him to flight. So Alexander fled to Arabia, there to be defended, but King Ptolemy was exalted. For Zebdiah the Arabian took off Alexander's head and set it and sent it to Ptolemy. So check that out. Check this out. What do we see here? For Zeb, I shouldn't even be saying his name. It's probably something evil. But he done took off his head. This Arabian cat
Mm-hmm.
took off his head. I mean, is that unusual? We see all the time that these things happen. Let's see what we find about this. Oh, it's some modern dude of what was he of Arabia?
Yeah, he was of Arabia, but I want to say that name is a Shemitic name.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, definitely Shemitic. Yeah, because him being in Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see who this is. Let's see what this is. My gift is my gift is L.
Mm.
Like it's mentioned in First Chronicles, the Arabian who beheaded Alexander and sent his head to Pompeii. Yeah, that's what we just read.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was trying to see if it gave us anything else. Uh, so I guess my gift is L. So all right, continuing. Verse 18. King Ptolemy also died the third day after, and they that were in the stronghold were slain one of another. Yeah, he said he would do that. Slack it. By this means, Demetrius uh, reigned in the number. Slack it. Demetrius reigned in the 100 3 score and 7 years. At the same time, Jonathan gathered together them that were in Judea and took the tower that was in Jerusalem, and he made engines and war against it. Oh my goodness, Jonathan. Verse 21. Then came unrighteous persons who hated their own people, went unto the king and told him that Jonathan besieged the tower. So wait a minute, what is Jonathan doing? Is he doing good or is he doing bad?
He's doing good, because our people, you know, the Gentiles have overrun uh, Judea at this point, and many of our people are in league with these Grecians, and Jerusalem is not governed by our people at this point,
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
or the people that are at Jerusalem are wicked.
Right. Yeah, because then came unrighteous persons who hated their own people,
Mm-hmm.
went unto the king and told him that Jonathan besieged the tower. I'm like, unrighteous person snitching on you, you got to be doing good.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, right. All right, continuing here. Uh, verse 22. Whereof, when he heard, he was angry, and immediately removing, he came unto Ptolemaeus, and wrote unto Jonathan. Or yeah, see, I called his name right there.
God, God.
That was just the natural, the natural reading of it. So,
All
uh,
praise.
hallelujah. That he should not lay siege to the tower, but come and speak with him at Ptolemais the Great in the great haste. In great haste. Like, hurry up and get over here. I need to talk to you. Verse 23. Nevertheless, Jonathan went. Nevertheless, Jonathan, when he heard this, commanded to besiege it still, and he chose certain of the elders of Israel and the priests, and put himself in peril, and took silver and gold and raiment and divers presents besides, and went to Palmaeus unto the king, where he found favor in his sight. And though certain unrighteous men of the people had made complaint against him, yet the king entreated him as he proceeders as he
As his predecessors.
Salaki. Okay, I was way off on that one. As his predecessors had done before Talaki, and promoted him in the sight of all his friends. So the Most High gave him favor in the sight of this evil king, which happens often with our people.
Come.
Indeed, that's how the Most High do it. Verse 27, and confirm him in the high priesthood, and in all honor that he had before, and gave him preeminence among the his chief friends. Then Jonathan desired the king, Slakia. Then Jonathan desired the king that he would make Judea free from tribute, as also the three governments, with the country of Samaria, and he promised him 300 talents. So the king consented and wrote letters unto Jonathan of all the things of this matter. So King Demetrius uh, unto his brother Jonathan, and unto the nation of the Yahudim sent greetings. We send you here a copy of the letter which we did write unto our cousin Lethanius concerning you, that you may see it. King Demetrius unto the father Lethanius sends greetings. We are what is that? We are demand.
Determined.
Say again.
We are determined.
Oh, determined. Slacking. My bad. I don't know why I was trying to put an M in there. Demanding. We are determined to do good to the people of the Yahudim, who are our friends, and we keep covenant with us, because of their good will towards us. So, yeah. So I mean, it's really just been flipped completely up, and most of our people are out, doing Greek things,
Mm-hmm.
and it's you got a very few of the Yahudim still being Yahudim, uh, which is why when you look at the like any depiction that you have of the time of Hamashiach, uh, it's always a bunch of Gentiles around,
Come.
and that's why, because they was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they was everywhere. So, all right, verse 34. Wherefore we have ratified unto them the borders of Judea and the three governments of uh, Apaherma, and Ladida, and Ramathim,
Mm-hmm.
that they slack you, there are added unto Judea from the country of Samaria, and all things pertaining unto them. For for all such as do sacrifice in Jerusalem, instead of payment which the king received from them yearly aforetime of the fruits of the earth and of trees, as for as for those things that belong unto us, of the tidings, it's like the other tithes, the custom pertain unto us, as also the salt pit and the crown tax, which are due unto us, we discharge them with all for their relief, and nothing hereof shall be revoked because of the times, because of this time uh, forth forever. So yeah, I don't believe that
Right.
because well, I know the Romans came in and that was a little bit later, but I distinctly remember Hamashiach, getting money out of the fish to pay Caesar, and even him telling render unto Caesar what is Caesar's.
Mm-hmm.
So verse 37. Now therefore, see that you make a copy of these things, and let it be delivered unto Jonathan, and set up on the set apart mount in a conspicuous place. After this, when King Demetrius, Slakia. After this, when King Demetrius saw that the land was quiet before him, and that no resistance was made against him, he sent away all his forces, every one of his own place, every one to his own place, except certain bands of strangers, whom he had gathered in the isles of the heathen. Wherefore all the forces of the fathers hated him. It's ironic. I think this is one of the first books we see where it doesn't say Gentiles at all. It says heathen, like in
Mm-hmm.
every. I just picked up on that. Like that's been the overall consensus of this book since the beginning. So verse 39. Moreover, there was a typhoon that had been of Alexander's part afore, where seeing that all the host murmured against Demetrius, went to Silla, Silla,
Semalaku.
Similac. It's almost like Similac.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what it looked like to me at first.
it did. God, the Arabian that brought up Antiochus to the young son of Alexander. Verse 40. And he lay sore upon him to deliver him his young Antiochus, or this young Antiochus, that he might make reign in his father's stead. He told him, therefore, that that Demetrius had done, and and how his men of war were at enmity with him, and there he remained a long season. In the meantime, Jehoiakim said unto King Darius, and he would cast those out of the tower, he would cast those of the tower out of Jerusalem, and those also in the fortresses, and they found against Israel. So Demetrius sent unto Jonathan, saying, I will not only do this for you and your people, but I will greatly honor you and your nation if opportunity serves. Now, therefore, you shall do well if you shall send men to help me, for all my forces are gone from me. Hmm. It sounds like a trap.
Here come.
Sure. Okay, let's continue. Verse 44. Upon this, Jehoiakim sent him 3,000 strong men of Antioch. And when they had come to the king was very glad of their coming. Howbeit, they that were of the city gathered themselves together unto the mind, unto the midst of the city, to the number of them 120,000 men that would have slain the king. Wherefore the king fled unto the court, but they of the city were passengers of the city, and began to fight. So the king, they come to help the king, and he flees, and they left to fight his battle.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be doggone. Verse 47. Then when the king called for the Yahudim for help, who came unto him all at once, uh, and and this and the dispersing,
Let's see. Yep.
okay, dispersing themselves through the city, slew that day in the city to the number of 100,000. They just snuffed out 100,000 adversaries.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 48. You know the album was with that.
Indeed, Doc,
Yeah.
because this is a formidable. Well, I was getting ready to say it's a formidable army, and I guess it would be so in regards to numbers.
Right.
These are the Greeks for the most part had conquered the known world. You know
Right.
what I mean? But I'm trying to remember if these soldiers were strangers or whether they were also Grecians.
Well, remember they were coming up against him.
Uh-huh.
So these had to be Greeks,
Okay.
because they wanted him basically gone because of the beef he had with Alexander and so on and so forth. We got Alexander, and that was we was reading about that earlier. But interesting. Verse 48. Also, they set fire on the city and got many spoils that day, and delivered the king. So that they of the city saw that the Yahudim had gotten the city as they would, their courage was abated. Wherefore they made supplication to the king and cried, saying, Grant us peace, and let the Yahudim cease from assaulting us and the city. With that, they cast away their weapons and made peace, and the Yahudim were honored in the sight of the king and in the sight of all that were in his realm. And they returned to Jerusalem, having great spoils. So they done went in there and did the business. So you imagine that's right. That's crazy. It's not crazy. I mean, it's it's a constant. I mean, it's been a constant.
Mm-hmm.
It's been the situation where man, it seemed unreal. You go in there against all odds and you handle it.
Right.
And that's been what's happening. That's been this whole situation. Like, wow. So continuing here, verse 52. So King Demetrius sat on the throne of his kingdom, and the land was quiet before him. Nevertheless, he disassembled in all that was spoken, and estranged himself from Jonathan, neither rewarded him according to the benefits which he had received of him, but troubled him very sore. Oh my goodness, he done did the turncoat. Surprise. A heathen is actually acting like a heathen.
Right. God.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 54. After this return, oh, I was saying typhoon. That's typhon. Typhon.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. I'm thinking it was like a storm. Uh, I was like, oh, it was a typhoon. A typhoon. I was saying typhoon. My bad. Uh, typhoon. And with him, the young child Antiochus, who reigned and was crowned. There he gathered unto him all the men of war, whom Demetrius had put away. And they fought against Demetrius, who turned his back and fled. Always.
Mm-hmm.
Demetrius is a runner. He should have been in the Olympics.
God, track star.
Yeah, because he run every chance he get. Verse 56. Moreover, Taraphum took the elephant and won Antioch. Took the elephants, Salakia, and won Antioch. At that time, young Antiochus wrote unto Jonathan, saying, I confirm you in the high priesthood, and appoint you ruler over the four governments, and to be one of the king's friends. Upon this, he sent him golden vessels to be served in, and gave him leave to drink in gold, and to be clothed in purple, and wear a golden buckle. A golden buckle. His brother Simon also he made captain of the place of the ladder. Slacky. He made captain of the place called the ladder of Tyrus unto the border of Mizraim. So, oh, oh boy, they want to act right. They got him up out of there. So I don't know. I can seem like this might be the work of the Abba. Uh, I'm thinking that he was getting betrayed because old boy didn't want to do what he said he was gonna do, and it turns out it's like he just using different means.
Con, I can see, definitely that thought, and I believe you're right. All of this is the work of the Abba.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we also have to be mindful of is this is not these Greeks' territory. This land was given to our forefathers.
Right,
Um, what we haven't read is Jonathan or his brother Simon entreating the Most High and praying
right,
on deliverance from all of these people, rather than making treaties with them, man.
right, yeah,
You know, I'm not, and I know that sounds foolish, and uh, it sounds like an untruth because we find ourselves in this captivity now, forced to, you know, get by. You
right.
know what I mean? To provide for ourselves. But this is not our land. This doesn't
No,
belong to us. But these brothers were in their homeland, in the land that was promised their forefathers. Father, deliver us from these heathen that are round about us.
right, kind, absolutely, and deliver us home
Yeah.
that we may be back in our land and back in right standing and right and set up a righteous government that
Come.
think the way that things should be done. So continue with verse 60. This is the book of First Maccabees chapter 11 and verse 60. Slack you. Then Jonathan went forth and passed through the city beyond the water, and all the forces of Syria gathered themselves unto him for to help him. And when he came to Ascalon,
Ascalon.
Ascalon, my goodness, Ascalon, told the Akeem, they
And they spell it different here, but I'm thinking that that's Ascalon that used to belong to the Philistines.
Oh, kind. Yeah, it when I'm looking ASCAL, ask Cal, ask I would say ask Cal on,
Mm-hmm.
but Ascalon, yeah, that looks right. That looks like kind. But and when they came to Ascalon, they of the city met him honorably. For where for where he went to Gaza, what? From where he went to Gaza, but they of Gaza shut him out. Wherefore he laid siege unto it, and burned the suburbs thereof with fire, and spoiled them. So they're like, "Oh, we're not gonna let you in. By the way, this is your place, but we're not gonna let you in." Like, "Oh, you're not gonna let me in? I got you. Burn it all."
Uh-huh.
Verse 62. That's how you do it. Verse 62. Afterward, they of Gaza made supplication unto Jonathan, and made peace with them, and took their sons of the chief men for hostage, and sent them to Jerusalem, and passed through the country unto Damascus. So you got to do things the hard way. Like, why I got to burn your city down in order to, you know what I'm saying, for you to just open up?
Okay.
This is my place. You know what I'm saying? This is you in our home. You know, these wasn't, I don't know, it could have been some Yahudim, but
Mm-hmm.
I bet it was mostly the other people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would venture to say the same thing, and if not, you know, say it was they were under the influence of
Those people,
other
right.
nations. Huh?
Indeed, I keep. Indeed. Continuing, verse 63. Now, when Jonathan heard that Demetrius Prince will come to Cade,
Katie's.
Cades, Cades Tolaki, which is in Galilee, with a great power, purposing to remove him out of the country. So wait, just a moment. Demetrius is now. What's up with Demetrius? It's like this thing turned on a dime. It went from 1 minute he done put a crown on him and sent him gold stuff to drink out of.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that was actually Antiochus,
Yeah, con.
the young Antiochus. Oh, my bad. Okay, let's continue. Verse 64. But still, he was cool with Demetrius, I thought. Verse 64. He went to meet them and left Simon his brother in the country. Then Simon encamped against Beth Shur and fought against it a long season and shut it up. But he desired to be at peace with him, which he granted them, and put them out from there, and took the city and set a garrison in it. Look, and you know what's ironic is that the U.S. do that. You know, they got garrisons and all kind of places
Mm-hmm.
where they just rotate soldiers out, troops out, and you know people have been there for so many years. Korea is one, Kosovo, South Korea, I mean, Kosovo. Where else? There was places that a lot of our people would go and get called, and they would. I say our people, I mean back when I was in the military.
Mm-hmm. We got
Yeah,
a base in Djibouti. You
right.
know,
Exactly.
all these foreign places, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they did. That's what it is. They had a garrison set up, and you know they just like have a occupying force, much like Guantanamo. I don't know. They gave up Guantanamo, didn't they?
Uh, I don't think. I think it's probably still ruled by one of these Greek kings.
No, no. I'm talking about in Cuba, Guantanamo
Oh
Bay.
yeah. Well, I'm not sure. I know that they shut it down. I do remember they shut it down when
Yeah.
Barack was president, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, continue. It's ironic to think about. This is what they was doing back then, and we've seen in previous chapters, in the prophets, where they had garrison set up in Edom and Moab and various other places. So, continuing here, verse 67. As for Jonathan and his hosts, they pitched at the water of Gin
Yes,
Ginnasai. Ginnasai. Okay, kind of Tolaki. And from there, uh, bedtimes in the morning, they got them to the plain of Nasor. And behold, the host of strangers met them in the plains, who, having laid men in ambush for him in the mountains, came themselves over against him, so that they that lay in ambush rose out of their places and joined battle, and were of Jonathan's side left, insomuch as there was not one of them left except Mathanias, Mathanias, son of Absalom. What? I didn't know Absalom had a son. This the same Absalom?
No. This is much later in history.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like when I say son of, I mean like his lineage is what I'm thinking. So, So you don't think this is the same?
I think that this is very well probably Yehuda
Okay,
showing up just based off the names.
got you.
But you know, you're right. Well, actually, Absalom did have some children because one of his daughters married one of the kings of Yasharal, Yehuda.
Oh, I do recall that.
Yep.
You mentioned it. Now that you mention it, yeah, I do recall that. Wow. Okay. All right. Continuing here. And Yehudis, the son of uh, Kappa,
Kalfia
Kafia. Okay, my bad.
or Kalfi.
I'm trying to put the Americanization on it. Kappa. All right, Kafia. The captain of the host. Then Jonathan rent his clothes and cast earth upon his head and prayed finally. Afterward, turned again to the battle and put them to flight, and so they ran away. Now, when his own men and were fled saw this, they returned again unto him and with him pursued them to Cadiz. Uh, even unto their own tents where they were camped. So they were slaughtered, Slacky. So were they slain of the heathen that day, about 3,000 men. But Jonathan returned to Jerusalem. So the heathen had got the upper hand, but somehow Jonathan got away.
Well, and he prayed. You know, we
Yeah,
hear about him praying at
yeah.
that moment, and the battle turning for him at that point. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what's been missing. But he made him a high priest. But we said that these were the children of Phineas, right?
Yeah, Khan.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, continuing here to chapter number 12. First Maccabees chapter number 12, starting with verse 1. It says, Now when Jonathan saw that the time served him, he chose certain men and went and sent them to Rome to confirm to confirm and renew his friendship that they had with him. He sent letters also to, I don't know that one, Lacedaemonians,
Lacedaemonians.
to the Lacedaemonians, Tolaki, and to the other places for the same purpose. So they went up. So they went unto Rome and entered into the Senate and said, Jonathan the high priest, the people of the Yahudim sent us to you, to the end you should renew the friendship which you had with them, the league, as aforetime. So that's ironic to think about, renewing the friendship. Like, we'll be friends for a couple of years and then we'll re-examine
Yeah. You know what this reminds me of? Just because we know that later in time,
it.
the Romans come into the land and take over and, mistreat our folks,
Right.
much like these Greeks did. You remember when Ezekiel Yahoo
Yeah.
brought in the Babylonians
Right.
and showed him everything that he had.
Right.
And the prophet uh, Yeshayahu tells him, you know, or he prophesies his doom
Yeah. Right.
because of his actions.
Yeah. So this is along the same line.
Indeed.
Kind.
Well, later in history, because like I said, these Romans end up, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Kind. Indeed. Yeah, because they was the ones in 70 AD that besieged
Uh-huh.
besieged everything that we had, put us to flight, and we the ones that got away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Verse 4. Upon this, the Romans gave them letters unto the government of every place that they should bring them into the land of Judea peaceably. And this is the copy of the letter which Jonathan wrote unto the Lacedaemonians. I know I messed that up. Lacedaemonians.
Lacedaemonians.
Lacedaemonians. Salaki. Lacedaemonians. Jonathan, the high priest, the elders of the nation, and the priests, and the others of the Yahudim, unto the Lacedaemonians, their brethren, send greetings. You know what I just realized?
What's that?
He said, well, I guess that's been the case because if he's sending them letters, that means he must be,
Able to write in that language.
yeah. But I'm wondering if it's Greek or is it, uh, uh, what's that, Latin?
Econ. And then, here's the thing. Perhaps when he's sending these messages, these letters, perhaps he's sending it through a messenger that might speak Latin and able to communicate with these Gentiles, with these heathen rather.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder because they've been having conversations, so somebody spoke somebody language. I mean,
Yeah, a
I'm
good
pretty
point.
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the lingua franca was Greek. So, but I don't know. The Romans were probably pretty savvy in Greek, as well as, you know.
Yeah, I want to say those are, and I'm not certain, but I would say that venture to say that those are similar languages, Greek and
Yeah,
Latin.
Latin. Yeah, kind. Okay. All right. Continuing here, verse 7. Uh, there were letters sent in times past unto Onus, the high priest from Darius. Now shoot. Who reigned then among you, to signify that you were brethren, as the copy slacky, as a copy here underwritten do specify.
I wonder what makes, I've heard the Yahudim and Jonathan, they're calling these heathen brethren, and the
Mhm.
heathen are calling them brethren. You
Right.
know, on what basis, man?
That destroyed mindset. They grasping at straws. Hoping that somehow that we can be. Because here's the thing. This is where we always forget as people. You, we are a different type of people, and the reason we're different is one, the Most High made us different, but then not only did He make us different, He gave us Torah.
Mm-hmm.
And so Torah taught us to deal right one with another. And so that tends to be the the theme of the children of Israel. So when you meet somebody and they friendly, you tend to treat them like family because that's how you deal with your people. You know,
Come.
you treat them in that same type of manner.
And you're right, and we even read that with in the book of Malachim,
Hmm.
how different rulers had passed away, and Dawid would send gifts,
Right.
on the passing of your father,
Yeah.
and vice versa, and we see stuff like that. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, that's just
Hospitable people.
yeah. Exactly. Exactly. You know, because that's how we talk to deal one with another, and then you meet somebody and you thinking, oh, they nice people like me. You know, we not at war, so we friendly. You know, treat you like we friends, and you know, I only know how to treat my own people, so I treat you that way.
Yeah, and I have to remember that our people they've returned to the land, but the curses are upon them. Like we're hearing about the number of soldiers that they're having, and it seems very low from the number that we read in the Malachim. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right,
hundred thousands of troops. You know what I mean? That
right,
we had, and now we're reading about 4,000, 3,000. Which is
right.
a much smaller number.
That's small. Yeah, indeed,
And the Abba made good on his word.
indeed. Yeah, you think about the Northern Kingdom is gone, so all of those are out. So we got basically the Yahudim, which is Yehuda and Benjamin.
Yeah, and most of them are, following after these pagan ways, man.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, kind. All right, verse 8. At which time Odin entered the ambassadors and went and was sent honorably and received letters wherein declarations were made of the league of friendships. Therefore, we also obeyed Slack. Therefore, we also albeit albeit
Albeit.
albeit okay, like albeit
Uh-huh.
okay. I said that's not a word we use today, but
Uh-huh.
Slack. We need nothing. We need none of these things that we have the set apart books of the scriptures in our hand to comfort us. Hold up. What did I just read there? I know I butchered that. At which time Onan entreated the ambassadors that was sent honorably and received letters. Okay, so this is what is written in the letter.
Uh-huh.
Okay, my bad. I was like, what are they doing with the set apart scripture? I'm thinking this, them that had the scriptures. Like, I know that the Romans, well, not the Romans, but the Greeks took them and burned them. After they tore them up, they burned them. But he's telling them we got the scriptures in our hand to comfort us. Verse 10: having nevertheless attempted to send unto you for the renewing of brotherhood and friendship, lest we should become strangers unto you altogether. For there is a long period passing since you sent unto us. We therefore, at all times, without ceasing, both in our feasts and other covenant days, do remember you in your sacrifices which we offer, and in our prayers, as reason is, and as it become us to think upon you, brethren. Wow. He landed on pretty thick there.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have been saying all that. I have a hard time saying bless you when somebody sneezes.
Yeah, I've stopped saying it.
God.
My wife will sneeze and I'll say, "Ugh, boogery."
Oh, that's funny. Oh, let's continue here, verse 12. And we are right glad of your honor. As for ourselves, so yeah, this is the letter that we're reading that they wrote.
God,
So they just detailing the letter here. So verse 13. As for ourselves, we have great troubles and wars on every side, for as much as the kings that are around us have fought against us. Howbeit, we would not be troublesome unto you, nor to our nor to others of our confederates,
God,
uh, nor to others of our confederates and friends in these wars. So basically saying I'm not trying to hit you up for help. I'm just letting you know this is where we at right now. Verse 15. For we have help from Shamaim that uh,
secure it.
secureth secures us. Okay, that secures us. Yeah, I was not shouting that word out. I don't know why. Continuing. So as we are delivered from our enemies, and our enemies are brought underfoot. For this cause, we chose uh, Nemonius, the king, a son of Antiochus,
Mm-hmm.
and Apataner, the son of Jason, and sent them unto the Romans, to renew the enmity that we had with them and the former league. We commanded them also to go unto you and to salute and deliver you our letters concerning the renewing of our brotherhood. Wherefore, now you shall do well to give us an answer thereto. And this is the copy of the letters to which Onus sent. Uh, Artius, these names are crazy. It sounds like something made up, but I guess it is really. Uh, Artius, king of the Lamontes, probably said that incorrect. Uh, to Onus, the high priest, greetings. So he's writing them back, and let's see if he's going to be a stand-up type of cat, or is he going to do what heathens do? Let's see, verse 21. It is found in writing that the I done butchered this name like
Lacedaemonians.
Lacedaemonians. I don't know why I can't get that out my uh, kind. Okay, the Lacedaemonians and the Yahudim are brethren, and that they are of the stock of Abraham. Who is they? You're talking about the Yahudim? It better be. Who are the Lacedaemonians?
Uh, they're actually Greeks.
No, they not. Okay, so they're talking about the Yahudim or the stock of Abraham.
Actually, they're talking about.
Both of them?
Yeah, they're both of them are. And see, I've heard. So there's a thought out there that that the Maccabees weren't from the stock of Abraham, and that they were actually, or well, that they were from the stock of Abraham, but it's thought some people believe that they're actually Edomites. Yeah,
The
it's
Maccabees?
yeah, I had trouble following after it as well, but uh, and I don't believe it. Having a chance to read what we read thus far, I don't
Right.
believe it.
It
I
don't
think
make
that
sense.
these Lacedaemonians are Yasharal that are in Greek territories, in a Greek territory.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. I got you. So these are Yahudim who not dealing as Yahudim, but yet they combine with some of the Yahudim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
It's kind of
what
like
we have to remember is that you know the Northern Kingdom was scattered. You
right.
know, and some of the places that they went were Greek territories.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so these Lacedaemonians, and I don't know. I can't say this for certain. It's just thus far what we've read.
Yeah.
Uh, it's what I'm holding on to though, because it makes sense to me.
Yeah, yeah, that does. I mean, that is sensible compared in comparison. I was thinking that the Lacedaemonians were what they were calling these Romans, uh, which which makes sense. But I was completely wrong because in my mind, when I'm reading Lacedaemon, that's why I wasn't messed up about pronouncing their name. You know what I'm
And,
saying? Because I thought these were Romans.
and that's deep too. That's deep too. And the reason that I say that that's deep is what we can read in the book of Yasher, which we don't we don't know if that's the true book of Yasher or not, but what we've read in there is that some of the Edomites did go to Rome
Hmm.
and Italy and were in those areas
Right.
just based on reading. So there's a lot of what ifs, man, in this, and
Yeah.
I can't say we have a definitive answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that it was Yahudim. I mean, I'm not Yahudim. I don't think that they would eat them. I believe that they would have to be Yahudim. 'Cause one, they were defending Jerusalem,
Uh-huh.
and they all the good they did was for the Yahudim. So I know Edom wouldn't do that. I mean, Edom has hated us perpetually, you know,
Mm-hmm.
from the womb. So that wouldn't even be sensible. So it would only make sense, and then to see how the Most High was with them as they fought and were able to defeat, large numbers of heathens. That just shows you this had to be Yahudim. It's got to be our people. So but these Lacedaemonians. Matter of fact, let me see what I can find on that word.
Yeah,
Uh,
see if we can find where it's at.
let me click on it.
I want to say, like I said, I want to say that it's not Rome, but like in a Greek territory.
Yeah, I'm thinking
But
so because
I don't
this.
know that for certain, but
I don't know anybody that studied this extensively. Uh, Lacedaemonians, ancient Greek was
in Spain. Wow. And see that's deep too because wow. Because uh there was Yahudim colonies actually in Spain
right
that
in
had been there
Portugal.
since Babylon.
Spain and Portugal, yeah, and that's been since up until the transatlantic.
Indeed, I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah. The area of ancient Greece comprised of the city of Sparta,
All praises, man.
and this all right. just a little bit of huh.
Hmm.
In fact,
So, I can almost definitively dispel the rumor or the ideology that these Maccabees were Edomites.
right.
Uh, and because the strength of that argument is that they were calling these Greeks, Lacedaemonians, was calling them brethren and from the seed of Abraham. So,
Yeah, because I was like, "What is this?" Because I was like, "Wait a minute, this." Because honestly, when I was reading that just then, I was thinking Lacedaemonians were this was an area in Rome.
mhm.
These are the Romans that we're dealing with here. That's why when I was like, I keep messing up this name, but I really don't care because these are just the Romans. That's what I was getting to, but I didn't say it out loud like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking in my mind. As long as I keep butchering this, but no, I didn't realize these were Yahudim, uh, of the stock of Abraham. No wonder he's calling them brethren,
Indeed,
renewing our brotherhood and all this good stuff. Like that make good. That makes look. It takes on a whole nother idea now. So now when you picture this in your mind, you see them coming together. You see a bruise, one brood. of the Yahudim that's traditionally Yahudim looking, and another brood who probably looked more like a Greek or dressed, in apparel more like a Greek apparel. But they brothers,
Uh-huh.
So wow, that puts a whole new look on it. So
Indeed, indeed. So
indeed,
I'm looking that up, all right?
our praises, our praises. I'm glad to do it. Glad to be expounding on here. I just didn't think about what that was, and then I was like, let's look at this up. But okay, and we should be doing that.
Mhm.
Looking at these things that we don't know what it is. Uh, we kind of got away from that over these months. Verse 22. Now, therefore, since this is come to our knowledge, you do well to write unto us in your prosperity. We do write back again to you that your cattle and goods are ours, and ours is yours. We do command, therefore, your ambassadors to make report unto you on this wise. Now, when Jonathan heard that uh, Diabosus, prince, were come to fight against him with a greater host than afore, he removed from Jerusalem and met them in the land of um, Matthias, Matthias, I believe it is. For he gave them no
Respite,
response, respite. That's like it.
which is another word for rest, you know.
Okay, okay, respite. Okay. I was gonna say reprise, reprise, yes. To enter his country, and he sent spies also unto their tents, who came again and told him that they were appointed to come unto them in the night season. Wherefore, so soon as the sun was down, Jonathan commanded the men to watch and to be in arms, that all that slacky, that all the night long they might be ready to fight. Also, he sent forth uh, citadels
Uh-huh.
round about the host. But the word of the citadel.
Sentinels is probably a warrior. Uh,
Oh, like
the
a
reason I say that is because you remember in X-Men, uh, it was the Sentinels that was hunting down the X-Men that whatever the government was using to hunt down the X-Men.
okay, okay. That that word kind of reminds me of that it didn't even pull that word up. They got it as a S.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're not even it's not even dealing with that. Oh, here it is. Custodian, guardian, guardian, keeper, lookout,
Mm-hmm.
uh, minder, picket. Yeah. Okay, kind. All right. Yeah, so continuing here, verse 28. Yeah, I was going to say that reminded me of the sentinels that would look for the ships on in the Matrix. Uh, or the sentinels are coming.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, kind of. All right, verse 28. Uh, but when the adversaries heard that Jonathan and his men were ready for battle, they feared and trembled in their heart, and they kindled fires in their camp. Howbeit, Jonathan and his company knew not knew it not till the morning, for they saw the lights burning. Then Jonathan pursued after them, but overtook them not, for they were gone forth. It's like if they were gone over the river, uh, Elathratus. Elathratus. Wherefore, Jehoiada turned to the Arabians, who were called Zabadines, and smote them and took their spoil. So this probably Edom, Zabadine, because yeah, he just like, oh, we can't get them. Let's go get our old buddies, the Arabians. He went and hit them up and took their stuff. You imagine just having somebody you can just, you know what, kind of doing bad. Let me go over here and hit them up. Verse 32. And removing there, he came to Damascus, or Demetrius, like you, and so passed through all the country. Simon also went forth and passed through the country unto Ascalon. And the hosts were at adjoining. From there, where he went, Salaki, from there he turned aside to Joppa and wanted. So this brother, I hate to say the spirit that got on it was he fighting everybody and taking everything. The Debo spirit that jumped on. Verse 34. For he had heard of this, Slacky, for he had heard that they were delivered the hold unto them and took Demetrius's part. Wherefore he set a garrison there to keep it. After this came Jehoiada home again, and called the elders and the people together. He consulted with them about building strongholds in Judea, and making a wall in Jerusalem higher, and raising the great mount between the tower and the city, for to separate it from the city, that he might not be alone. He might be alone, that men might neither sell nor buy in it. Upon this, they came together to build the city, for as much as part of the wall towards the brook of the east side was fallen down, and they repaired that which was called Caphinatha. I know I messed that up, right?
It's pretty close, Caffeinata.
Caphinatha. Okay, kind. Tolaki. But yeah, so it's ironic because it really got me thinking in the mindset of we had a place set up. How would you protect it? How would you have it, situated where you wouldn't have to worry about, somebody that's running in and trying to take over or trying to, take spoils and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely have a nice wall and probably a tower with a watcher and some some arrows that they can shoot down. So a whole bunch of arrows, not just some. So have a tower up there, and the person watching, he got a shofar up there, so if there's something coming, he can sound the alarm and get the people ready. So verse 38. Simon also set up Adadel. No, that's not Dale. A-D-I.
Adida.
Adada. Okay. A-D-I-D-A. Adada. Khan. Yeah, Adada. Simon also set up Adada, Todaki, in Sephahela, and made it strong with gates and bars. Now, Tryphon went about to get the kingdom of Asia, and to kill Antiochus the king, that he might set crowns upon his that he might set the crown upon his own head. Howbeit, he was afraid of that Jonathan would not suffer him, and he would fight against him. Wherefore he sought a way. He sought a way how to take Jonathan, that he might kill him. So he removed and came to Bethshan. So now, out of nowhere, because of his own paranoia, now he worried about Jonathan. So now he want to get him out the way.
That iron is starting to rust.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Much as sure as iron is going to rust, his wickedness is going to come to fruition. And here it is, just out of nowhere. Oh, he might have a problem with this, so I might just better get him on out the way, because I don't want to have to deal with him. If he don't like what I'm doing. Verse 41. Then Jonathan went out to meet him with 40,000 men chosen for battle, and came to Bethshan. Now, when Typhon saw Jonathan uh, came with so great force, he dares not search his hand against him, not stretch his hand against him. So now he about that action. He ready to back up now. Like, oh, no, cancel the plan. Verse 43. But received him honorably and commended him unto all his friends, and gave him gifts, and commended his men of war to be also obedient unto him as to himself. So now he bigging him up, giving him stuff, and telling everybody to kiss his hand because he got the right hand. Mm-hmm. Verse 44. It's amazing when you read these things and you just see it so clearly. Like, man, he just turned coat on his own self. Verse 44. Unto Jonathan also he said, why have you brought all these people to such great trouble, seeing there is no war between us? Like, man, you scared me. What you doing? What you got planned? Verse 45. Therefore, send them now home again, and choose a few men that will wait with you, and come you with me to Ptolemais, for I will give it you and the rest of the stronghold and forces, and all that have any charge. As for me, I will return and depart. For this is the cause of my coming. So Jonathan believed him and did as he bade him, and sent away his host, who went unto the land of Judea, and with himself he retained but 3,000 men, whom he sent 2,000 unto Galilee, and 1,000 went with him. Now, oh my goodness, I'm already getting the upset stomach. Now, as soon as Jonathan entered into Ptolemais, they of Ptolemais shut the gate and took him, and all them that came with him, and slew them with the sword. God dog it. Mm-hmm. Verse 49. Then sent Typhon a host of footmen and horsemen to Galilee, and unto the great plains, to destroy all Jonathan's company. But they knew not that Jonathan and they that were with him were taken and slain. They encouraged one another, and when close together, prepared to fight. They therefore, Slacky, they therefore that followed upon them perceived that they were ready to fight for their lives, turned back again. Man, these are some chumps. I mean, anytime they met with any adversity, they ready to run.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really thought that the Romans were, you know what I'm saying, like some real deal fighting machines. Like, no, they were good at running. That was their strong suit. But what we read here, verse 52, I don't know how they took all that land, all that stuff with, you know, all they did was run from people. They must have been sneaking attacking or something. Verse 52, whereupon they all came into the land of Judea peaceably, and there was bewailed and Slaki, and there they bewailed Jonathan and them that were with him, and they were sore afraid. Wherefore all of Israel made great lamentation. Then all the heathen that were round about then sought to destroy them, and said they, Slaki, for said they have no captain, nor any to help them. Now therefore let us make war upon them and take away their memorial from among men. Man, this is that was hard. I
Yeah.
I didn't want to see that happening, but I knew it was coming. You know, and you like, why you worried about how many men I got? You got enough food to feed everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like you should have been suspect. Like, let me check with my power on that.
Yeah, indeed.
That's where we gotta. That's where we gotta be. That's where our mind gotta be like all the time. Anytime you got a situation, like let me check on my power,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what I'm saying, tell me what I should be doing.
And not trusting the enemy.
All right,
You know,
indeed,
you're calling these people brethren and all these pleasantries, but have these people been pleasant for the most part? No, man, they've overrun your land.
right, exactly, exactly. Okay,
So
okay.
so I would definitely say seek our power in all things, like you said, and always question the motives of your enemy.
Right, yeah. Never think your enemy is here to do you good.
Right?
That's not his job. His job is to do evil to you. You know what I'm saying? Never be like, oh yeah, yeah, he all right. Nah, he not all right. Because when he get the opportunity, when the opportunity presents itself, he's gonna take it.
God.
Yeah. All right. Continuing to chapter 13. First Maccabees chapter 13 and verse number 1. Now when Simon heard that Typhoon had gathered together a great host to invade the land of Judea and destroy it, he saw that the people, Slaki, and saw that the people was in great trembling of fear. He went to Jerusalem and gathered the people together and gave them uh, exhortation, saying, you yourselves know what great things I and my brethren and my father's house have done for the Torah of the sanctuary. The battles also and troubles which we have seen. By reason thereof, all my brethren are slain for Israel's sake, and I am left alone. Now, therefore, be it far from me that I should snare my own family, my own life in any times of trouble, in any time of trouble. For I am no better than my brother. Doubtless, I have avenged my nation. Slaki. Doubtless, I will avenge my nation and the sanctuary of our slacking, and the sanctuary, and our wives, and our children, for all the heathen that gathered to destroy us are very malice, are very malice. Slacking. Verse 7. Now, as soon as the people heard these words, their spirit revived. That's all we need is somebody to stand up and say, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
That's always what we're looking for. As soon as we hear somebody say, I got you, we ready. All right, let's
Yeah.
go.
And thinking about it, we've got to avenge. Well, we know that vengeance belongs to the Most High, but I mean, no buts about it.
He always uses us to do it, though.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. And when hearing the words of a man who, I mean, everything he said was true. His
Right.
family had put it all on the line for the nation.
Yeah.
And he's not just some ruler or some person telling people where to go and fight.
Right.
He's ready to do it himself.
Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, he lead by example. He's obviously a stand-up brute. And like I said, our people get that little bit of motivation. That's all we need. Like there's somebody to say, I'm with you and we're gonna do it. We're gonna make it happen. Most High be with us. So verse 8. And they answered with a loud voice, saying, you shall be our leader instead of Yehudas and Yohanan, your brother. Fight you our battles, and whatsoever you command us, that we will do. See, that's how we need to be when it comes to following the way of the Most High. Be ready to say, Abba, I will follow you. I will do whatever you have us to do. Whatever representative you have, you want to send us, whatever man you put a point of ahead of us, whoever it is, whatever it is, we'll do that. And with that mindset, this captivity will be over. Not only that, but we'll be the chief people in the earth again.
Indeed.
All right. Verse 10. So then they gathered together all the men of war and made haste to finish the walls of Jerusalem and to fortify it round about. Also, he sent Yohanan, the son of Absalom. Man, they could be repeating these names. Like, all right. And with him a great power to Joppa, who cast out them that were wherein remained there in it. Like whoever's in Joppa, they gotta go. So Typhoon removed from Pompeius with a great power to invade the land of Judea, and Jehoiakim was with him in war. So he got Jehoiakim in lockup. Slacky, 1 minute. Verse 13. But Simon pitched the tent at Adah, and against the plain. Now, when Typhoon knew that Simon was raised up instead of his brother Yohanan, and meant to join battle with him, he sent messengers unto him, saying, whereas we have Yohanan your brother in hold, it is for money that he is owing unto the king's treasurer concerning the business that we committed unto him. Look at this slick devil.
Yeah, more lies.
My gracious. Wherefore, now send 100 talents of silver and 2 of the sons for hostages, that when he is at liberty, he may not revolt from us, and we will let him go. Whereupon, whereupon Simon uh, obeyed his slacking, albeit he perceived that they spake deceitful unto him, yet sent he the money and the children, lest peradventure he should procure to himself great hatred of the people. Like, man, if I don't do this thing, I know this dude lying, but if I don't do this thing that he asking me, the people they're gonna be like, you ain't even try to save Jonathan. But they said at the very beginning that they was, or at the end of the last chapter, that they was mourning. They made an invitation for Jonathan.
Yeah, con. I
So
think
I
I
guess
think this is
a different one.
no, this is what do you say it when it's happening simultaneously?
Oh yeah, kind, yeah. I got you. Verse 18. Who might have said, because I sent not the money and the children, therefore Jonathan dead. Is Jonathan dead? Yeah, that's Israel. They're gonna put the blame on you too. Yeah, you can be in charge of them, but as soon as it goes left, they're gonna blame you.
Con.
uh, so he sent them the children and 100 talents. Howbeit, Typhoon dissembled this dissembled
Uh-huh.
dissembled neither would let Jonathan go. So this got to be a different Jonathan, because okay, remember just a minute ago, it called him the son uh of
Absalom.
Absalom. Yeah, kind.
Okay.
So this got to be a different Jonathan. Because remember I said that they repeat these names.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Yeah, kind.
Makes more sense, really.
Yeah, this got to be a different one because I'm like, good grief, this surely he not playing him like that. But okay, let's go. Choose 100 times to go. Okay, verse 20. And after that time, Typhoon invaded the land and destroyed it. Wait a minute, did I miss something? Typhoon dissembled and neither would let them. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so he invaded the land and destroyed it. Go round about by the way that leadeth to Adarah, Adaror. But Simon and his hosts marched against him in every place, whithersoever he went. Now they that were in the tower sent messengers to Typhoon to the end that he should hasten to come unto them by the wilderness and send them victuals. Wherefore Typhoon made ready all his horsemen to come that night, but they fell a very great snow, by reason therefore he came not. So he departed and came unto the country of Galilee. And when he came near uh, Beshkama, he slew Yohanan, who was buried there. So they didn't kill another Jonathan. My goodness gracious. Verse 24. They didn't kill two Yohanans in this chapter, or in the last two chapters. Verse 24. Afterwards, Typhoon returned and went unto his own land. Oh, he gets away? I
Yeah,
was waiting for something to get him by the throat. Like, I'm not going to even kill you. I'm going to make you suffer. Killing my brothers. Verse 25. Then sent Simon and took the bones of Jonathan, his brother, and buried them in Modin.
Modin.
Modin. What? Slaki. Tolaki. The city of his fathers. And all of Israel made great lamentation for him and bewailed him many days.
So I think this was the same Jonathan.
It's the same one. So it said that they slew him with a sword, though, huh?
Yeah, I'm thinking that this was they slew him, but he wasn't dead, but he's probably bad off and wounded.
Yeah,
And I'm thinking that all this happened like simultaneously, like around the same time.
got you. I got you. Okay. Okay. I don't remember him being the son of Absalom, though, but I got you. I got you. Let's continue. Verse 27. Simon also built a monument unto the sepulchre of his fathers and his brethren, and raised it afar and raised it aloft to the sign and the hew stone behind it, and before. Okay, Khan. So that makes sense now when he mentioned his father, because remember his father raised up. He was the first one to raise up against the Greeks. After he passed on, you had Yehudis, who took the helm, and then his brother Jonathan, who was running things basically.
Mm-hmm.
Now Simon is the last one left. Well, I don't know if he's the last one, but he's at the helm now. So yeah, I'm thinking you're right, Doc. That's definitely the same Yehudis, Jonathan, and that same line because they'd have made a monument to them. And just imagine the father, the father, the son, his brother, and now his other brother. So yeah, that would be the like man. And but we don't even talk about the Maccabees like that.
They come.
We should be reverencing these brothers, man. These brothers was real deal. Uh, verse 28. Moreover, he set up what? 7 pyramids, one against another, for his father and his mother and his 4 brethren. And in these made cunning devices about which was set, which he set great great pillars, and upon the pillars he made all the armors for perpetual memorial, and by the armor ships carved, that they might be seen of all the sails of the sea.
They come. So, he set those 7 pyramids up. It says one for his father, one for his mother, and for his 4 brothers. So that's 6. So
Yeah,
that seventh one is for him.
for him, yeah. Fine. Indeed, he know the day is coming because that's the way that's the way it's been.
They
So
come.
it's just he there as long as the Most High want him there. So verse 30. This is the sepulchre which he made in Modin, and it stands yet unto this day. I don't know if it's there now, but it probably still a long while. I'm sure the Romans in 70, I'm sure if it was there, they took it down.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 31. Now Typhoon dealt deceitfully with the young king Antiochus and slew him, and he reigned in his stead and crowned himself king of Asia, and brought a great calamity and brought a great calamity upon the land. And Simon built up the strongholds of Judea and fenced them about the high, with high towers and great walls and gates and bars, and laid upon victuals therein, and laid up victuals therein. So they started eating again and having things in order. So I wonder, it didn't say he got the heathen about it at all. Moreover, verse 34. Moreover, Simon chose men and sent to King Demetrius to the end that he should give the land and uh, imitude.
Immunity.
It's Salakia. Immunity, Salakia. So my bad. I don't know how I didn't get that word. I'm trying to sound it completely different way. Immunity, told our king, because all that Typhoon did was to spoil.
Hold on. What verse was that?
34.
Okay, that was I was in the wrong verse.
I think
Yeah,
that is.
that's immunity.
Yeah,
Con.
I think that is immunity because when you said it looked like when you said it there. Kind because of all what Typhoon did was to spoil. Verse 35. Unto whom Demetrius answered and wrote after this manner. King Demetrius unto Simon, the high priest. So when you take that position, you automatically the high priest. That's and I just realized a parallel. Uh, wasn't Yehudis the high priest?
Uh, their father.
No,
Oh no, the first brother.
yeah,
I want to say yeah.
I think that was his position as high priest, and then his brother Jonathan took over from there,
Uh-huh.
and now we see Simon called in the same manner the high priest. So, isn't it ironic that these brothers is are the high priests,
Mm-hmm.
and yet these are the chief men of war,
Con.
kind of like Hamashiach.
Well,
He's the high priest, and he's the chief of the leading the
captain of the
war.
host.
Yeah, captain of the host. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Absolutely. All right, verse 36. Uh, King Demetrius said unto Simon the high priest and friend of the kings, as also unto the elders of the nation of the Yahudim, sending greetings. The golden crown and the scarlet robe which you sent unto us, we have received, and we are ready to make a steadfast peace with you. Yea, and to write unto our officers to confirm the immunities. Immunities. Uh, that's that word again. Yeah, immunities,
Yeah,
which
con.
which we have got granted. So like, I don't know what I be thinking sometimes. Verse 38. And whatsoever covenant we have made with you shall stand, and be and the stronghold which you have built shall be your own. As for the foresight or fault committed unto this day, we forgive it. The crown tax also, which you owe us. See how you're talking to him?
Mm-hmm.
And if there were any other tribute paid to Jerusalem, it shall be no more paid. It shall no more be paid. And look who are meeting, Slakia, and look who are met among you to be our court, to be in our court. Let them be enrolled, and let there be peace between us. Thus the yoke of the heathen was taken away from Israel in the 170th year. Then the people of Israel began to write in their instruments and contracts in the first year of Simon, the high priest, the governor and leader of the Yahudim. In those days, Simon encamped against Gaza and besieged it round about, and made also an engine of war, and set it by the city, and battered a certain tower, and took it. He battered the tower, like destroyed that joker one. Verse 44. And they that were in the engine leaped unto the city, whereupon there was a great uproar in the city, insomuch as the people of the city rent their clothes and climbed up the wall with their wives and their children, and cried with a loud voice, besieged Simon, grant them peace. Beseeching Simon to grant them peace. That they said, deal not with us according to our wickedness, but according to your mercy. How about no? So Simon was appeased towards them and fought no more against them, but put them out of the city and cleansed the houses that wherein the idols were, and entered into it with songs of thanksgiving, with songs of thanksgiving. So he went ahead and got them all about it there, and now he cleaned it up. Verse 48. Yea, he put all the uncleanness out of it, and placed such men that would keep the law, would keep the Torah, and made it strong, that it was as it was before, and built therein a dwelling place for himself. They also of the tower of Jerusalem were kept so straight that they could neither come forth nor go into the city, nor buy nor sell. Wherefore they were in great distress for their victuals, and a great number of them perished through famine. Then cried they to Simon, begging him to be at one with them, which thing he granted them. And then he had put them out from there. He cleansed the tower from pollutions, and entered unto the Slaki. And verse 51. And entered unto it the 23rd day of the second month, in the 170th year, 171st year, with thanksgiving and branches of palms, and with harps and cymbals, and with viols and hymns and songs, because there was destroyed a great enemy out of Israel. He ordained also that that day should be kept every year with gladness. Moreover, the hills of the temple that was by the tower he made stronger than it was, and there he dwelt himself with his company.
Con. So I believe this is the Citadel is the name of this not a holy day, but definitely a day of remembrance is what it's called and it's I believe it's called Citadel.
Citadel, okay, Khan. Yeah, I haven't heard it. I haven't seen that anywhere. Anybody talk about that one? So Citadel, and then we got the Nicanor,
Mm-hmm.
and we got uh, Purim.
Mm-hmm.
All those are from Purim was from Esther.
Uh-huh. But
Yeah,
dedication, Hanukkah, Nicanor, and Citadel all come from
Maccabees.
mm-hmm.
Khan, okay, Khan. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Praise to the Lord. Yeah, because
Yeah.
yeah, even Hamashiach kept dedication.
Mm-hmm.
Recognizing that point in time. So, verse 53. And when Simon saw that Yehohanan, his son, was a valiant man, he made him captain over all the hosts, and he dwelt in Gazaria. Gazer. Hallelujah. All praises. This that actually, I want to say ended well, but that chapter ended well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Chapter 14.
You want me to get in there? I'm
Oh,
looking on time.
we are 149. So we kind of deep. But yeah, we got 3 chapters to go. You want to feel free.
Okay, I'll go ahead and jump in there. Doc.
Kind.
All right, this is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 14, verse 1. Now, in the 163 and 12th year, King Demetrius gathered his forces together and went into Media to get him help to fight against Tryphon. But when Arsaces, the king of Persia and Media, heard that Demetrius was entered within his borders, he sent out Slakia. He sent one of his princes to take him alive, who went and smote the host of Demetrius and took him and brought him to Arsaces, by whom he was put in ward. And for as for the land of Judea, that that was quiet all the days of Simon, for he sought the good of his nation in such wise, and as that evermore his authority and honor pleased them well. And as he was an honorable in all his acts, so in this, that he took Joppa for a haven, and made an entrance to the isles of the sea, and enlarged the bounds of his nation, and recovered the country, and gathered together a great number of captives, and had dominion over Gazarah and Bethsur and the tower, out of which he took all uncleanliness. Neither was there any that resisted him. Then did he, then did they till their ground in peace, and the erects gave her increase, and the trees of the field their fruit. The ancient men sat all in the streets, communing together of good things, and the young men put on glorious and warlike apparel. So, this is why
Hallelujah.
we see brothers dressed up,
Current.
in war apparel, and
Right.
people will say it's costume, but nah, this is what our ancestors did.
This is what we did. This is how we represent it. Yep.
God, verse 10. He provided victuals for the cities and set them all manner of munitions, so that his honorable name was renowned unto the end of the world. He made peace in the land, and Yasharal rejoiced with great joy. For every man sat under his vine and his fig tree, and there was none to fray them. Neither was there any left in the land to fight against them. Yea, the kings themselves were overthrown in those days. Moreover, he strengthened all those of his people that were brought low. The Torah he searched out, and every contemptor of the Torah and wicked person he took away. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, indeed.
He beautified the sanctuary and multiplied vessels of the temple. Now, when it was heard at Rome and as far as Sparta that Jonathan was dead, they were very sorry. But as soon as they heard that his brother Simon was made high priest in his stead, and ruled the country and the cities therein, they wrote unto him in tables of brass, to renew the friendship and league which they had made with Yehudith and Jonathan his brethren, which writings were read before the congregation at Jerusalem. And this is the copy of the letters that the Lacedaemonians sent, the rulers of Lacedaemonians, with the city, unto Simon the high priest, and the elders and priests and residue of the people of the Yahudim, our brethren, send greeting. The ambassadors that were sent unto our people certified us of your glory and honor, wherefore we were glad of their coming, and did register the things that they spake in the council of the people in this manner. Numinus, son of Antiochus, and Antipater, son of Jason, the Yahudim's ambassador, came unto us to renew the friendship that they had with us. And it pleased the people to entertain the men honorably, and to put the copy of their ambassage in public records, to the end the people of Lacedaemonians might have a memorial thereof. Furthermore, we have written a copy thereof unto Simon the high priest. After this, Simon sent Numenius to Rome with a great shield of gold of 1,000 pound weight, to confirm the league with them. Whereof, when the people heard, they said, what thanks shall we give to Simon and his sons? For he and his brethren and the house of his father have established Yasharal, and chased away in fight their enemies from them, and confirmed their liberty. So then they wrote it in the tables of brass, which they set upon pillars in Mount Zion. And this is the copy of the writing. the 18th day of the month, in the 100 threescore and 12th year, being the 3rd year of Simon the high priest, at Saramel, in the great congregation of the priests and the people and rulers of the nation and elders of the country, were these things notified unto us. For as much oftentimes there have been wars in the country, wherein for the maintenance of their sanctuary and the Torah, Simon, the son of Matthias, of the posterity of Uriel, together with his brethren, put themselves in jeopardy, and resisting the enemies of their nation, did their nation great honor. For after that Jonathan, having gathered his nation together, and been their high priest, was added to his people, their enemies prepared to invade their country, that they might destroy it, and lay hands on the sanctuary, at which time Simon rose up and fought for his nation, and spent much of his own substance, and armed the valiant men of his nation, and gave them wages, and fortified the cities of Judea, together with Bethsur, that lieth upon the borders of Judea, where the armor of the enemies had been before. But he set a garrison of Yahudim there. Moreover, he fortified Joppa, which lieth upon the sea, and Gazaria, that bordereth upon Azotus, where the enemies had dwelt before. But he placed Yahudim there, and furnished them with all things convenient for the reparation thereof. The people therefore sang the acts of Simon, and unto what glory he thought to bring his nation, made him their governor and chief priest, because he had done all these things, and for the justice and faith which he kept to his nation, and for that he sought by all means to exalt his people. Hallelujah.
Indeed.
This is signs of a good leader.
Indeed.
Not thinking about or glorying in self.
Yeah.
Thinking about our people.
Indeed. Yeah. He said he spent his own
Mm-hmm.
to do all these things.
Con. Verse 36. For in this time things prospered in his hands, so that the heathen were taken out of their country, and they also that were in the city of David in Jerusalem, who had made themselves a tower, out of which they issued and polluted all about the sanctuary, and did much hurt in the set apart place. But he placed Yahudim there, and fortified it for the safety of the country and the city, and raised up the walls of Jerusalem. King Demetrius also confirmed him the high priesthood according to those things, and made him one of his friends, and honored him with great honor. For he had heard say that the Romans had called the Yahudim their friends and confederates and brethren, and that they had entertained the ambassadors of Simon honorably. Also, that the Yahudim and priests were well pleased that Simon should be their governor and high priest forever, until there should arise a faithful prophet. Moreover, that he should be their captain, and should take charge of the sanctuary, to set them over their works, and over the country, and over the armor, and over the fortress. That, I say, he should take charge of the sanctuary. Beside this, that he should be obeyed of every man, and that all the writings in the country should be made in his name, and that he should be clothed in purple and wear gold. So it's almost like, it makes sense. Us
Mhm.
bringing out who these Lacedaemonians were,
Right.
coming
Indeed.
from Spain. It's thought that that's the royal house of David is where
Mm-hmm.
they went to Spain and Portugal.
Con.
So it's like they're making a decree that you all obey him in the land.
Right.
Who else could it be that
Yeah.
would be writing a letter where the people would take heed?
Indeed. They keep in order. They keep in order and putting things in proper place. Like this is the way it needs to be because this is what's happened thus far. So yeah.
Cons. All right. Verse 44.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that it should be lawful for none of the people or priests to break any of these things, or to gainsay his words, or to gather an assembly in the country without him, or to be clothed in purple, or wear a buckle of gold. And whosoever should do otherwise or break any of these things, he should be punished.
Mm-hmm.
Thus it liked all the people to deal with Simon and to do as hath been said. Then Simon accepted hereof and was well pleased to be high priest and captain and governor of the Yahudim and priest and to defend them all. So they commanded that this writing should be put in tables of brass, and that they should be set up within the compass of the sanctuary in a conspicuous place.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try that again.
I said,
That
I
they
get.
should be set up within the compass of the sanctuary in a conspicuous place. Also, that copies thereof should be laid up in the treasury to the end that Simon and his sons might have them. All right. This is,
Praise to the Father.
this is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 15, verse 1. Moreover, Antiochus, son of Demetrius, the king, sent letters from the isles of the sea unto Simon the priest and prince of the Yahudim, and to all the people. The contents whereof were these: King Antiochus, to Simon the high priest and prince of his nation, and to the people of the Yahudim, greeting, for as much as certain pestilent men have usurped the kingdom of our fathers, and my purpose is to challenge it again, that I may restore it to the old estate, and to that end have gathered a multitude of foreign soldiers together and prepared ships of war. My meaning also being to go through the country, that I may be avenged of them that have destroyed it, and made many cities in the kingdom desolate. Now, therefore, I confirm unto you all the oblations which the kings before me granted you, and whatsoever gifts besides they granted. I give you leave also to coin money for your country with your own stamp. And as concerning Jerusalem and the sanctuary, let them be free, and all the armor that you have made, and the fortress that you have built, and keepeth in thy hands, let them remain unto you. And if anything be, or shall be, owing to the king, let it be forgiven you from this time forth forevermore. Furthermore, when we have obtained our kingdom, we will honor you and your nation and your temple with great honor, so that your honor shall be known throughout the world. In the 100 threescore and 14th year went Antiochus into the land of his fathers, at which time all the forces came together unto him, so that few were left with Tryphon. Wherefore, being pursued by King Antiochus, he fled unto Dora, which lieth by the seaside, for he saw that troubles came upon him all at once, and that his forces had forsaken him. Then camped Antiochus against Dora, having with him 120,000 men of war and 8,000 horsemen. And when he had compassed the city round about and joined ships close to the town of the seaside, he vexed the city by land and by sea, neither suffered he any to go out or in. In the mean season came Numius and his company from Rome, having letters to the kings and countries, wherein were written these things: Lucius, consul of the Romans, unto King Ptolemy, greeting. The Yahudim's ambassadors, our friends and confederates, came unto us to renew our old friendship and league, being sent from Simon the high priest and from the people of the Yahudim. And they brought a shield of gold of 1,000 pounds.
Mm.
We we thought it good, therefore, to write unto the kings and countries that they should do them no harm, nor fight against them, their cities or countries, nor yet aid their enemies against them. It seemed also good to us to receive the shield of them. If therefore there be any pestilent fellows that have fled from their country unto you, deliver them unto Simon the high priest, that he may punish them according to their own law. The same things wrote he likewise unto Demetrius the king, and Atulus, and Ariarathes, and Arases, and all the countries, and Sampsines, and the Lacedaemonians, and to Delus, and Menidus, and Sicon, and Caria, and Samos, and Pamphylia, and Lycia, and Halicarnassus, and Rhodos, and Ardus, and Kos, and Side, and Ardus, and Gartina, and Sidonitis, and Cyprus, and Cyrene, and the copy there, Salakia, verse 24, and the copy hereof they wrote to Simon the high priest. So Antiochus the king camped against Dor the second day, assaulting it continually, and making engines, by which means he shut up Tryphon, that he could neither go out nor in. At that time Simon sent 2,000 chosen men to aid him, silver also, and gold, and much armor. Nevertheless, he would not receive them, but break all the covenants which he had made with them afore, and became strange unto them. Furthermore, he sent unto him Athenobius, one of his friends, to commune with him, and say, Yea, withhold Joppa and Gazaria with the tower that is in Jerusalem, which are cities of my realm. The borders thereof ye have wasted, and done great hurt in the land, and got the dominion of many places within my kingdom. Now, therefore, deliver the cities which ye have taken, and the tributes of the places whereof ye have gotten dominion without the borders of Judea, or else give 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 me for them 500 talents of silver, and for the harm that ye have done, and the tributes of the cities other 500 talents. If not, we will come and fight against you. So Anthenobius, the king's friend, came to Jerusalem, and when he saw the glory of Simon, and the cupboard of gold and silver plate, and his great attendance, he was astonished, and told him the king's message. Then answered Simon, and said unto him, We have neither taken other men's land, nor holden that which appertaineth to others, but the inheritance of our fathers, which our enemies had wrongfully in possession a certain time. Wherefore we, having opportunity, hold the inheritance of our fathers. And whereas thou demandest Joppa and Gazaria, albeit they did great harm unto the people in our country, yet will we give you 100 talents for them. Hereunto Anthenopius answered him not a word, but returned in rage to the king, and made report unto him out of these speeches, and of the glory of Simon, and of all that he had seen, whereupon the king was exceedingly wroth. In the meantime fled Tryphon by ship unto Orthosius. Then the king made Sendabius captain of the seacoast, and gave him a host of footmen and horsemen, and commanded him to remove his host toward Judea. Also he commanded him to build up Cedron, and to fortify the gates, and to war against the people. But as for the king himself, he pursued Tryphon. So Sennacherib came to Yamania, and began to provoke the people, and to invade Judea, and to take the people prisoners, and slay them. And when he had built up Cedron, he set horsemen there, and a host of footmen, to the end that ensuing out they might make outroads upon the ways of Judea, as the king had commanded him. All
What
right.
a crazy situation. It's really turned like out of nowhere.
Hey, come. All right. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 16, verse 1. Then came up Yehukanan from Gazaria, and told Simon his father what Sennacherib had done. Wherefore Simon called his two eldest sons, Jehudus, and Yehukanan, and said unto them, I and my brethren and my father's house have ever from my youth unto this day fought against the enemies of Yasharal. and things have prospered so well in our hands that we have delivered Yasharal oftentimes. But now I am old, and ye, being the Most High's mercy, are of sufficient age. Be ye instead of me and my brother, and go and fight for our nation, and the help from Shemaim be with you. So he chose out of the country 20,000 men of war with horsemen, who went out against Sennacherib and rested that night at Modin. And when they arose in the morning, Slakia, and when as they arose in the morning and went into the plain, behold, a mighty great host, both of footmen and horsemen, came against them. Howbeit, there was a water brook between them. So he and his people pitched over against them. And when he saw that the people were afraid to go over the water brook, he went first over himself, and then the men seeing him pass through after him. That done, he divided his men, and set the horsemen in the midst of the footmen, for the enemy's horsemen were very many. Then sounded they with the set apart trumpets, whereupon Sennacherib and his host were put to flight, so that many of them were slain, and the remnant got them to the stronghold. At that time was Yehukhanan's brother, wounded, but Yehukanan still followed after them until he came to Cedron, which Sennacherib had built. So they fled even unto the towers in the fields of Azotus, wherefore he burned it with fire, so that there was slain of them about 2,000 men. Afterward he returned into the land of Judea in peace. Moreover, in the plain of Jericho was Ptolemy, the son of Ababus, made captain, and he had abundance of silver and gold, for he was the high priest's son-in-law. Wherefore, his heart being lifted up, he thought to get the country to himself, and thereupon consulted deceitfully against Simon and his sons to destroy them. Now Simon was visiting the cities that were in the country, and taking care for the good ordering of them, at, at which time he came down himself to Jericho with his sons, Matthias and Yehudis, in the 100 threescore and 17th year, in the 11th month, called
Saba.
yeah, yeah. I'm when I see that, I'm thinking the Sabbath, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like a different word, like Sabbath.
yeah, Khan.
Yeah.
All right, verse 15, where the son of Abubus, receiving them deceitfully into a little hold called Decus, which he had built, made them a great banquet. Howbeit he had he had hid men there. So when Simon and his sons had drunk largely, Ptolemy, Ptolemy and his men rose up and took their weapons and came upon Simon into the banqueting place and slew him and his two sons and certain of his servants.
My goodness.
Yeah,
I was hoping Simon would eventually get his hands on that punk that killed his brother.
yeah, come. Uh, it's like he knew eventually, these things was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of disheartening to know that he was deceived and fooled, by these wicked men.
All right. Really is.
Yeah, but
Because they played, to a place. They let you get to a certain place, and then all of a sudden they decide that it's time to let you go, and they don't just let you go like depart from you. They kill you.
yeah, come. All right, verse 17. In which doing he committed a great treachery and recompensed evil for good.
Mm-hmm.
Then Ptolemy wrote these things and sent to the king that he should send him a host to aid him, and he would deliver him the country and cities. He sent others also to Gazaria to kill Yehukanan, and unto tribunes he sent letters to come unto him, that he might give them silver and gold and rewards. And others he sent to take Jerusalem and the mountain of the temple. Now, one had run afore to Gazaria and told Yehukanan that his father and brethren were slain, and quoth he, hey, I'm not sure what that means. I
Yeah,
guess quoted him.
yeah. I'm guessing that. I'm not sure about that one myself. I'm gonna look in. You can finish this on out, but I'm gonna look in. Whatchamacallit real quick.
All right, Khan. Quote he, Ptolemy had sent to slay you also. Hereof, when he heard it, he was sore astonished. So he laid hands on them that were come to destroy him, and slew them, for he knew that they sought to make him away. As concerning the rest of the acts of Yehukanan, and his wars, and worthy deeds which he did, and the building of the walls which he had made, and his doings, behold, these are written in the chronicles of his priesthood, from the time he was made high priest after his father.
Where is that book?
Indeed, that's another one we missing, man.
My gracious!
Okay.
Wow. All right. Praises to the Abba. We have completed the first book of Maccabees, and we have the second book to remain in the whole Apocrypha. We have finished the Apocrypha, and once we complete, I believe it's 16 chapters. I believe Second Maccabees, uh, 15 chapters. So
Okay.
once we complete those 15 chapters, we'll be moving to the Brit Hadashah, the New Testament, what's known as the New Testament, and building from there. Praises to the Abba. It didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. We knew Maccabees would be some rough reading. We had some high points and some rough points, but a lot of history that our people went through. One thing that I would definitely insist that our listeners and our hearers would take from this would be to definitely keep your mind in the place, first of all, on the Most High, and second of all, on your own people, and out of the way of others, because others don't have a reason to do well to you. Your people who you have in common with have a reason to do well to you. So, it sounds kind of uh, archaic almost to say such a thing, but it's reality. You
Mhm.
know, your people have a reason, they have an investment with you, in you, to do well. So that's where we need to put our time, our effort, our energy, and not in these other people, because these other people have an investment in their own people. And you may help them in their situation, but once they're done with you, they're done with you. And they'll seek to kill you. That's what we read here. They'll run with you for a bit, and soon as things go, they feel a certain way, they're ready to get rid of you. And I don't mean leave you; I mean kill you. So, praises to the Father. That's all I got. Go ahead.
Man, all praises to the Most High. Uh, this book was inspiring. Uh, also, very telling. King Shlomo said that there's nothing new under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
We also read in we've quoted a few times, reading these chapters tonight, the wickedness, or not trusting the enemy, for his wickedness is a sure thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think that's the lesson that we've learned from this book. Also, seeking the Most High in all things.
First.
Uh, but definitely inspired by these brothers' zeal
Yes.
for the Most High, for their nation,
Mhm.
for Torah. Um, it makes I heard a Moray a couple of weeks ago bring out a message, and he was talking about intercessories.
Mhm.
So I always thought about intercessories being someone who just prayed,
Mhm.
but an intercessor is someone who intercedes,
Right.
who contends, and that's what these brothers were doing. They were contending with wickedness. Likewise, we should contend for the Father as well.
Indeed, 1,000%. Our praises to the Abba. Good information. Good. Hard book, but good book. Good information. Good history. Learn from it. It's not gonna always be. We win and we got the victory. Well, we did have the victory, and what happened? They came right and stole it. Killed the brother who was doing good. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that was the continuing theme here. So, praises to the Abba. We're gonna go ahead and close it out here. It's been a good 2 hours and 20 minutes, and kind of went kind of quick too. So, we're gonna close out with the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter number 12 and verse number 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. It is so very important that we understand that in the conclusion of the whole matter, we are to fear the Most High and keep His commandments, because this is the whole reason that we are here. And at the end of the day, when it is all said and done, we will be judged either by a Mashiach or by the Most High, or whether we feared Him and kept His commandments, because this is the whole reason that we are here. I am once again your Akazaki Yahoo, joined by my most esteemed Akinanaya, giving all praises, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say Shalom Wabaruki, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation under the Most High power, under one covenant. Until that day, shalom, family.
Shalom, Miss Paka.
All praises to